Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Offshore winds creating a really beautiful environment here this morning. It is absolutely gorgeous, and man, do we have a lot to talk about. Our yellowfin tuna fishing south of the border, down there about 180 miles. Is it still a thing? We'll have spotter plane information and so much more. What about the bluefin out there around Tanner and Cortez Bank? Are they missing? We're going to check into that for you all also. Of course, we'll be looking at all the islands and we'll take a look at what the half and 3/4 day boats are doing. We'll look down in Mexico at Ensenada and several other areas on this beautiful morning, and we'll have a lot more for you all. I'll shut my trap and get set up because you know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. I'll set up, be right back with more. Yeah, man. One of my favorite places on the face of the earth, Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California. I bet Kevin's standing right there. Hey, Kevin, what's up? So we're doing the Cedros Island Kids Fishing collection, and you have done so much to make that a reality. You and all your beautiful customers, right?
Yeah, all the customer from your customer, my customer brought in all the rod and reels and some reels here, some trolling tackles, and then
wow!
And then all this wooden box.
Oh my God!
Tackles, some tackle bag. That's from customer.
You're giving all this?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Like 100 pieces of like a plastic lure with
yeah, yeah.
They can use it down there like a bass or a white sea. The broken tip top over here.
Shoot.
Let me put new tip top right away.
Oh man, thank you so much. You're number one. Thank you so very, very much. Making kids' dreams come true. Well, man, I'm telling you, this guy goes to the ends of the earth to make you happy. I told him carnivore, and we got ribeye steaks in this beautiful environment here. What's that, you ask? Why, that is the deck of the Independence, as they're in a really good yellowfin tuna bite. Excellent fishing for yellowfin wahoo, and so much more, as you'll see Captain Brian lift a yellowfin on board right now. They're fishing the beach this morning. We'll keep you in touch. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this Wednesday morning where it's gusting to 20 knots here for sure. It is really breezy. If that camera doesn't get blown over, I will be amazed. I'll be jumping for it in a moment's notice because, man, it is blowing. It's blowing offshore. So you'll see that mist come off those waves back there. It is beautiful to see that. Absolutely gorgeous. As one of the residents here in Surfside said a moment ago, man, you're going to have B-roll for a long time to come. Beautiful day, no question about it. All right, we have got a lot to talk about. The yellowfin tuna that we are fishing down there about 180 miles south of Point Loma, San Diego. Is it still a thing? Is it a viable option? Offshore also, bluefin tuna. We're going to check out Cortez and Tanner Bank and see if that is an alternative available to you. And we'll have some spotter plane information about that also, as the camera is really starting to move here in this brisk Southern California morning winds, Santa Ana type winds blowing through here. We're also going to look at the islands. We'll take a look at the local scene. There was some lobster fishing going on, some young men doing some great stuff, and so much more. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Not only is my coffee cold, but there is sand in it also. A testament to these fierce Southern California winds here this morning. Great to be with you all. So much to cover with you. First of all, I want to say that it was indeed a pleasure to go by Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California. You should do the exact same. I saw Kevin Kwan over there, and a big fan of Friedman Adventures. First time I got to meet him, Roberto Robert Estrada was there. They say down there at Young's Fishing Tackle, they prefer to call him JJ. That's his sobrenombre, his nickname, JJ. I don't know if he likes that or not, however. But anyway, I went over there. As you well know, we've been doing our Cedros Island tackle collection. And all the tackle that we're collecting, used tackle, is going to go down to Cedros Island. Incidentally, for all the fans of Friedman Adventures and the fans of Young's Fishing Tackle who went by there and donated so much tackle, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really a beautiful gesture on your part. Anyway, down there at Young's, it was great to spend time with Kevin and Robert, his wife, and everybody that makes Young's Fishing Tackle so darn special. Really, really a good time yesterday, and a ton of donations came in. Now, just to tell you what kind of a guy Kevin Kwan is, when we were loading the stuff up into my car, Kevin found a rod that had a tip on it that was broken, and he immediately said, hang on, let me go in there and put a new tip on. So not something like just a donation for the kids of Mexico. Oh, they'll figure it out, or, it's good enough for them. He's not that kind of person. Went in there, put a brand new tip on that rod, and man, some kid in Mexico is going to be using that in the very near future. I can't believe this thing has not blown over yet. So really good stuff. In fact, Kevin and Robert, for that matter, are going to be on the Independence. They'll be getting in on November the 18th into Point Loma Sport Fishing in San Diego, as we, Friedman Adventures, are getting on for our 8-day trip. So if I don't see you before then, Kevin, I definitely will see you down there on the docks. And I'm hoping that you have a magnificent trip, because you are making the world a better place. You truly deserve it. All right, let's talk. Well, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Share these videos with a friend. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. I'm starting to forget everything here this morning. Tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. All those different social media venues for you all, where we keep you up to date on a regular basis. All right, let's talk long-range fishing, and there's a lot to talk about. Of course, we talked yesterday about those giant fish on the American Angler, some of them up over 300 pounds yellowfin tuna that is fishing the lower banks down there, getting kind of close to Cabo San Lucas down the Baja coast on these 8 to 10 day trips, mostly longer trips, and a lot of that fly home type of fishing trip where you go into Cabo San Lucas after you're done fishing and take a plane home. That optimizes your fishing time. Really great stuff. Now, the Independence, as you saw in the lead-in, catching copious amounts of nice grade yellowfin tuna around the Alijos Rocks region. In fact, that yellowfin tuna, 30 to 70 pound fish, has been absent from Alijos Rocks for a long time, many, many years. And it is back, and it is in full force and biting really, really well. Great fishing on the Independence on that fish. Crystal Gonzalez yesterday was fishing with a Raider jig on board the Independence. And right there, right at the boat, 20 feet from the Independence, a big wahoo came up and jumped on that jig. And she got the fish, and man, is that exciting stuff. They had good wahoo fishing also yesterday. So really good stuff going on the Independence. You can't join us on the 8-day. That's been sold out for a long time. But you can join us for a 5-day trip next April. And I highly recommend you do it. And I don't know what Kevin and I got going on over there, Young's Fishing Tackle, but we'll be getting in from that 5-day, and he'll be getting on the Independence for another trip. So, man, Kevin, we got the stars aligned for you, Friedman Adventures and Young's Fishing Tackle. That is all great stuff. Give Pauline a call if you want more information on that 5-day trip, or you'd like to join us. By the way, you could really help us to produce more content here at Friedman Adventures by buying a hat or a Friedman Adventures shirt. You can do that by going to www.embroiderycreations.net. All right, we have got a lot to talk about in terms of the local tuna bite, whether it's down the Baja coast or out there on Tanner and Cortez. First, I want to talk Ensenada, which is a 70-mile drive down the Baja Peninsula. You drive down into beautiful Mexico, where they are experiencing some really great rock fishing right now. It's mostly rockfish. There's the occasional shot of bluefin tuna, but that is starting to get out of the picture. It was down there at Colonette, Punta Colonette, which is 120 miles from the U.S. border, or another 50 miles from Ensenada South. And some of the ponderos were running down there and catching some nice bluefin tuna in the 30 to 70 pound class, but that seems to be out of the picture right now. And these brisk winds, even though they're offshore, and you can look out there, it looks pretty calm actually with that offshore wind blowing through here, but there are some hazardous seas, especially around passes and canyons, where these devil winds, sometimes they're referred to in Mexico, vientos diablos, sometimes can create some very dangerous and hazardous seas. So mostly rockfish down there at Ensenada, and they've been doing really well down there on big sheephead and whitefish and vermilion rockfish and so much more. So good stuff indeed. All right, once again on the long range scene, I did want to mention to you the Spirit of Adventure yesterday had a yellowfin tuna that went 249 pounds, another fish that went 185 pounds. There has been some big, spectacular catches further on down the Baja Peninsula. Really good stuff going on. All right, let's talk yellowfin tuna. Now, as you well know, let me just kind of paint the picture for you. 2-3 day boats out of San Diego, even day and a half boats a couple of weeks ago were going south about 140 to 150 miles where they were encountering fabulous yellowfin tuna fishing. The great fish was beautiful, anywhere from 25 to 100 pounds with, it seemed like the vast majority in the 60 to 70 pound class. Beautiful fish down there around the San Quintin area outside of San Martin. Then it started to slide south. It's kept doing just that until the most recent catches were down there at about 180 plus miles. Chuck Zimmer was on board the Legend. They were down there at 183 miles for their most recent catch of yellowfin tuna. So it was a ways down there, no question about it. What is going on with it right now? It has disappeared on us. We don't see it. It may have moved further south. It was getting cool, the water temperatures that is, and yellowfin tuna prefer warmer water, no doubt about that. So that could be what has happened, and it may be gone for the season. One never knows for sure, but as those water temperatures reduce, it's highly likely that yellowfin is going to move out of the area. Something like 66 degree water is kind of cool for yellowfin tuna. They prefer it up there near 70 or above. That's when you're going to find more and more yellowfin. They were fishing that stuff, that yellowfin tuna that is, on pods of dolphin, and it was biting. Whoa! It's really blowing down here right now. It was biting on 60, 80, 100-pound line. As Lupe, the winds will not stop her from taking her walk. Good morning, Lupe. Good to see you, man. It's windy. So really good stuff going on down there previously. However, it has disappeared. And there was a spotter plane up yesterday, and there's another one going up this morning to search and find some tuna for our Southern California boats. The San Diego fleet launches a spotter plane on a regular basis, and they're up again this morning. They didn't see anything yesterday. Now, bluefin tuna. While we're on the subject of tuna, we're going to take you out to Tanner Cortez. Man, Catalina Island's hidden back there. Maybe all this sand that's blowing out to sea right now. But there's Catalina behind that San Clemente, and then further, about 85 miles from where I'm standing right now, is Tanner Cortez Bank. And out there in that neck of the woods, we don't see any bluefin tuna either. It is very dicey right now. Spotter plane looked that over and could not come up with evidence of any significant amount of bluefin tuna. Is it over for 2024? I wouldn't say that. I don't know. Not sure about that. You know, sometimes it's over because you have a lack of boats out looking around, and a little bit of this during this time of the year. A few misses during November when you're bearing down on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and boats and people just lose interest. So we'll see. But right now, both that yellowfin and that bluefin are out of the picture. Spotter planes have checked it out. They're going again today. That's why I want to be over there on Facebook Instagram, TikTok, Friedman Adventures, because we'll be there if anything happens, as I can't even keep these papers under control. It is pretty darn crazy. Don't forget, if you're having tax problems, you want to contact Tim Marquez. Tim is the very, very best. He will take care of everything for you. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to contact John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Man, I dug the tripod down as far as I could into the sand, and it's hanging in there. But man, is it breezy. It's not that cool. It's a little cool, but man, it's blowing down here. No doubt about that. Let's talk islands right now. Coronado Islands, seeing some yellowtail down in that neck of the woods, but they don't want to bite, man. They're being very, very nasty right now. There's been a few fly line fish taken, sometimes some surface ironfish, once in a while yo-yo ironfish, and also we have seen some dropper loop fish. So there's been fish up and down the water column. Woo! Sand is blowing through here now too. Hang on one second as this gust goes, and it is very sandy down here this morning. So that fish just has not wanted to bite with that much ferocity. So we'll keep our eyes on it, but not much right now. We'll see what happens here, perhaps on the weekend, if we can get some boats out there bumping around. San Clemente Island has been slow for surface action. There's a lot of squid starting to move in there. You know what that means? That means there's going to be predators right behind it. We've seen the Fury catch some yellowtail white sea bass and several other guys, but just a little bit, and mostly rockfish out there in that neck of the woods. Got to go to the tribute out of San Diego, fishing San Clemente Island here recently, and Caleb Rodriguez celebrating his 10-year birthday. Caleb, felicidades, happy birthday, my friend. Caleb had a nice salmon grouper. As you can see there, he is hooked on fishing and loving every moment of it. And that, to me, is really great stuff. You can see me lunging toward the camera every couple of seconds so the camera doesn't eat it. Nice going, Caleb, 10 years old. Nice salmon grouper on board the Tribute. I don't know how you can beat that there. At Catalina Island, we continue to see really big cod as regulations mandate that everybody fishing cod right now has to fish in 300 feet or deeper. That means big cod. And the El Patron has been all over it. So really good stuff going on the El Patron. They'll be out this weekend, and the weather's going to be okay. We got a brisk winds here this morning. Brisky. But it's going to calm down, be a beautiful weekend. Real windy here, and then calming down to a gorgeous weekend. Maybe by Sunday afternoon it blows up, but it looks like it's going to be a nice weekend. www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Get on the El Patron. We also have great fishing there at Santa Barbara Island, at San Nicolas Island, a lot of big sheephead and whitefish, and the Channel Islands in general. While we see an occasional halibut, an occasional flurry of white sea bass, mostly rockfish for all the guys up there, and it's been good. The Island Spirit's gone this weekend. In fact, Captain Daniel Hadaway may be joining me here this evening. We'll be checking with Daniel to see what our future holds up there in the Channel Islands. If you'd like to get on board the Island Spirit, go to VenturaSportFishing.com or give them a call. Saul's up there in the office right now, 805-676-3474. Really great stuff indeed. All right, up there in Santa Barbara, good rock fishing. Also, we see really good fishing up there out of Morro Bay and Burgess and San Francisco. If they're not dealing with too much wind, all weather dependent, no question about that. All right, let's talk local fishing, 1/2 and 3/4 day. Really gusty winds now. Really blowing down here. Let's talk about the club. Well, let's start in San Diego. Mostly rockfish. Let's just make a sweeping statement about what's going on. It's mostly all rockfish, whitefish, sheephead up and down the Southern California coast. You can still catch some calico bass, but for the most part, it is rockfish, whitefish, sheephead. Not a darn thing wrong with that. The Clemente released 60 calico bass yesterday, short fish, but they also had some rockfish and sculpin, that kind of stuff. The Western Pride out of Davies Locker in Newport Beach, California. They had 8 sheephead and a lot of whitefish. The Victory out of Long Beach sport fishing with a bunch of whitefish and rockfish. Monte Carlo's been doing the same kind of thing out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro up there in Marina del Rey. Similar kind of catches up and down the coast right now. Richard Keogh was out lobster fishing with a buddy last night, or lobster hoop netting, I should say, and they ended up both catching their limits of langosta. So nothing wrong with that. In the Southern California coast, I'll point you down there to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, where they have a giveaway every single month. There's the latest winner right there for you. Catch the biggest fish, you get a free custom, beautiful surf fishing rod. And you go into Big Fish Bait and Tackle, buy the ruler they have. You'll use that ruler to measure your prize catch, and then you'll upload that photo or video to their Instagram page. They've got all the details right there on the corner of PCH and Seal Beach Boulevard. So check them out. And they also have all the bait and tackle you'll need, from trout fishing to big game marlin. They've got it all at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Down there around Huntington Beach and bar perch biting down there. Could you fish this today? Absolutely, especially that offshore wind. In fact, you come down here on a day like this with a lucky crab lure or something, just like throw it straight up. The wind will blow it out there. Talk about getting some long casts. These are the kind of days where you'll get it. But you make a toss out there with a chrome jig and or a lucky crab, you might come up with a nice yellowfin croaker, a nice halibut, or something like that. There's been some bar perch right here in Surfside, and also up there in the Long Beach area, we continue to see some decent halibut catches up there in the Santa Monica Bay. More and more bar perch, same thing up there around the Ventura County line, as we are starting to see more and more of that barred perch, no question about it. All right, what can I tell you? Let me look at my notes to make sure I haven't missed something or anybody here. Wow, it is blow! That would have gone for sure. It is really blowing down here. It is great to be with you all. Thank you so very much for all you do for Friedman Adventures. Please, if you can, buy a shirt or a hat today at embroiderycreations.net. We would deeply appreciate it. We're going to have some great events in the near future for you to join us on. That's going to be a lot of fun. And, I probably should get out of here while the getting is good and before this blows over. I've been blessed so far here this morning. I'm blessed by all of you. Thanks again, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care, my friends.